Welcome to my channel of It's Marcus. That's me.
What it do, YouTube fam? It's your boy Marcus, and today I am back with another. Oh, okay. But anyway, I'm back with another video right now. But I would like to tell you something. During this video, we're gonna be doing a tribute to the '90s film and music. You know, some of the movies we used to watch before your children were born. But anyway, before we get into this video, if you're new to my channel, go ahead, comment, subscribe, and share this video out. So let's get this on the way. Now you might remember this. You might remember some of the '90s shows I used to watch. Well, some of the '90s shows like this. I've been hearing like black music and stuff like that. I love listening to the '90s music because you see, I'm one of the '90s fan myself. Cause hey, I'm gonna be telling you guys some songs I used to listen to and some movies I used to listen to. Watch. But well, let me tell you this here. I'm gonna tell you a song, and I want to see if you guys can remember the songs y'all used to listen to. Well, for number one, for the '90s culture, you guys remember that? You guys remember Tupac featuring Dr. Dre called "California Love"? California Love. California Love. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Shoot, I used to listen to that song all the time. It's one of my favorites. And Tupac, he was a great rapper. And you remember the song Big Papa, huh? Yeah, by the rapper himself, Notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. Well, the California Love and Big Papa came out in the '90s as well, and so did the song. Let me catch my breath. And don't forget, my favorite song Biggie Smalls is called, Hypnotized. Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy ways. This is what I broke, and it's okay. Yeah, that's one of my favorite music right there. They don't make hip-hop music like they used to anymore. That's just sad right there. Really sad. Oh, and don't forget, hey, here's another thing I like about Dr. Dre. Like Dr. Dre, you see, it's not really the '90s music, but it's like in the early 2000s or something like that. But one of my favorite songs is like Still Dre, Still DRE. Still Dre we represent the gangsters all across the world. Still hitting the corners in the polos, girl. With him and Snoop Dogg on there. But I'm telling you guys. Oh, and hey, who else know the song like Dear Mama by Tupac? That song used to be playing on the radio. It is so good. Tupac wrote that song about when his mama was in jail, stuff like that. It's one of my favorite music right there. You are appreciated. Man, real music and real hip-hop has some real messages too. Like I'm telling you, these new generations, they don't know nothing about the music we used to listen to. They don't know nothing about the music we listen to. I can tell you that. They don't know nothing about the music we used to listen to growing up. Next song for this one is called. Hey, who remember this song called "The Next Episode" with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre? Da 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 da. It's the one and only D-O-double-G. Yeah, that song, I used to listen to that all the time. It's great, and it's awesome too. It's one of my favorite music right there. Da 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 da. stuff like that. That's one of my favorite hip hop music right there. Like I'm telling you guys, these new generations now, they don't know nothing about the music we used to listen to. They don't know nothing about hip hop music. And hey, remember that old gospel music by the William Brothers, like Still Here? That song was released in the 1999. Heartaches, I had my share of heartaches, but I'm still here. Right there. Yeah, that's, I used to listen to that music all the time I used to listen to that music all the time. Well, not all the time, but hey, I listen to sometimes whenever it pops on the radio. I used to sing it with my family. Well, I normally sing it by myself, but it's a great song though. That's one of my favorite gospel songs right there. And hey, not to mention that song but before I tell you more about the music, let's move on to the films, all right? I would like to say one of my favorite black movies is Friday. Friday was one of my favorite movies. It's like this. I know you don't smoke weed, but I'm gonna get you high today. 'Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do. That's one of my favorite movies right there. Y'all might remember that line off of that Friday. That's one of my favorite lines right there. Or what about this one? Like, hey, Smokey's back here taking it. Stuff like that. Man, stuff like that never gets old. Guys, I'm telling you, man. These new generations nowadays, they don't know nothing about the classics. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you what else is my favorite movie out there. Oh, in case y'all wondering, what does Happy stand for? Well, it stands for Holiday and Party Items. Y'all might heard that on another video what I did a Happy collaboration. But you see, I am very excited to do this collaboration here, so we can talk about like the 90s movies we used to watch and listen to some music we used to listen to when we were young. Well, I listen to the music all the time on the radio, but I'm still a 90s fan myself. The 90s music are the greatest. You can't beat the classic in the music. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the music are okay, but they're not as good as it. But the music today is not as good as how it used to be. Like old school R&B music, old school hip hop music, and even some old school gospel music too. Now, who remember this movie called White Man Can't Jump? Like, who remembered that movie? Well, it's that movie about where these two guys, they were making bets with all their money, like gambling and stuff like that. And instead of this white dude like trying to find himself a job, but he couldn't. So him and Gloria split up. Well, Gloria split up with him, but it's a great movie. And don't forget House Party. House Party is one of my favorite. House Party is my favorite movie. Cause when there are like two guys that are trying to throw a house party, but they were afraid they were gonna get hurt by those thugs. Like, what's his name? Like Pee Wee, Stabbin', and what's his name? I forgot. But those three guys, Pee Wee and Stabs and whatever his name is, are all three of them actually singers for real. They actually did sing. Cause when I discovered it in movies, I thought they were rappers. Cause by looks they were talking like they're rappers, but it turns out they're actually singers. And I was like, wow, mind blown. And don't forget one of my favorite, Poetic Justice. Poetic Justice is one of the great movies too, and it's my favorite, and it's great, and it's good too. And that's not to mention the movie Set It Off, with Queen Latifah on there. Yeah, I can never forget that movie. That movie is great, and it's so funny too. Queen Latifah, she be playing on everything, and she can also rap too. Cause like this one of my favorite songs she used to rap called like a UNITY, like UNITY, stuff like that. And hey, don't you remember the movie that came out from the 1999 called like The Wood? You know, it's about where three guys there who actually turned out to be best friends since school. Well, you see, there's a guy named Eater Omar who was trying to marry this girl. Stuff like that. But then, or maybe stuff like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. I think that's what it's called. Is it? I'm gonna have to rewatch it again. But anyway, it's a funny movie. Remember the part where the dude puked in the car all over the tuxedo? He was like, "It don't matter, you. They were 300. You got that? You got that? No." Stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I gotta say, black people are so funny when they're angry. I'm just saying, you ain't gotta agree with me on that, but I'm just saying that black people are so funny when they're angry. Oh, yeah. Roland. That's his name, Roland. You know, he was trying to marry the girl Lisa, but somehow the things don't always go as they planned, stuff like that. Like this, he first met Stacy, little sister, Lisa. Like this, you know, Roland, I think this when he first met Lisa, like in high school, like Stacy's little sister. But you see, Stacy, he was just trying to protect his sister, that's all. But hey, he's a great actor though. But his real name is like DeAndre Bonds. But I just want to know, like, whatever happened to that guy anyway. But I don't know. And there's another movie I used to watch called Boys from the Hood. Because remember when she was shouting, "Ricky!" And then Ricky started taking off running. And by the time he took off running, it was too late. But then Ricky's friends send off and chase after those maniacs who shot him. And then they got the revenge, stuff like that. And they're okay. I guess it just goes to show, like, boys from the hood. It's just saying, like, be careful where you go at, because you know, places like that can be very dangerous, especially up there and somewhere in California. Like you see, like these gangsters and stuff like that. And hey, do you guys remember this? Hey guys, remember this TV show called like Kenan and Kel? Shoot, Kenan and Kel, I used to watch them all the time. Oh, here it goes. Or as Kel would say, "Oh, here it goes." And Kenan would say, "Why?" Yeah, I used to laugh at that all the time. Kenan and Kel, they were both hilarious. But you see, Kenan and Kel are just like hold on. You see, Kenan and Kel, they're both just like Drake and Josh. You know, the boys come up with the crazy schemes, and then suddenly they start getting into some serious trouble. It's just like, you know, like Kenan and Kel, they're like the black version of Drake and Josh. And Drake and Josh are just like Kenan and Kel. You know, both those guys come up with the schemes. But then suddenly their schemes got them into trouble. Stuff like that. And hey, do you guys remember? Hey, we all know the song like DMX, huh? Parties Up, huh? Like, you know, that's one of my favorite songs. I used to listen to go like, "Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool up in here, up in here." Yeah, that song. I used to be jamming with that too. And Brandy, I love her voice when she said, "I wanna be down," stuff like that. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they don't make music like they used to. But DMX right there, Parties Up, yeah. My friends and we used to listen to that all the time on the radio. Cause hey, like, "Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here." Yeah, but it's such a shame that DMX died a few years ago. But he was a great rapper though, and a good storyteller too. And hey, no matter no matter if the rappers are gone, their legacies will still live on. But Brandy, I say that girl, she's still looking beautiful, especially her voice. Like, but one of my favorite songs is like "I Want to Be Down," stuff like that. And I know y'all remember this song called "Remember the Time" by Michael Jackson. Like, remember the time, stuff like that. Yeah, that's one of my. That's the good song right there. I used to listen to that song. I used to listen to that song on the radio. I still listen to Michael Jackson music. I don't care what nobody says. He will always be the king of pop. And what about like Boys to Men called Motown Philly? Like Motown Philly, I got you. Stuff like that. Whitney Houston's like I will always love you. Like and I will always love you. Yeah, I used to listen to that song when I used to listen to that song on the radio. Hey, don't forget the song Poison. This girl is poison. Yeah, that song is off the hook. You know, I'm telling you, I never get tired of listening to some old R&B music. Yo, I mean, like I said, they don't make music like they used to anymore. Like back then, there used to be like with bass guitars and drums. Hey, remember this song Stilo by 702? It goes like you know how I do it, and you know how I flow. Good when I get your name and number, 'cause I like your stilo. And I dig the way you move, and the way you do your thing. Baby, you can bring it on, you can swing it this way. That song, I used to be jamming to it too. It was also remade on the show called Cousin Skeeter. You know, the old school Nickelodeon show. Like as Cousin Skeeter, he was like a little puppet dude. Like, you know, like that song, like you know how he do it, and you know how Skeeter flows. When I get his name and number, 'cause I like his stilo, and I dig the way you move, and the way you do your thing. Skeeter, keep it coming on, 'cause we love you crazy. Yeah, that's one of my. I used to watch it on TV. Well, not usually on TV, but I've been watching it all the time and studying some songs too. Yes, 702 wrote that song Stilo. Stilo means style and swags, stuff like that. That's one of those old school talks saying like they like your style, Stilos. And do you know what year that song Stilo came out in? That song was released in 1996. I still rock with that song, even when I'm driving. Cause whenever I go to a club, I can jam it through my car now. Cause whenever I drive it, get the speakers bumping, man, they'll understand that these new generations, they will understand the songs we listen to. They'll understand the classics of R&B. You see, R&B is not as great as how it used to be now. If only they could bring it right back to it, things would be very good. And I tell you, the 90s R&B and hip hop can be very educational, you know. It can help you learn about life, about how life is going right now. Well, you see, it's a crazy society we're living in. This world has some crazy society now. Oh, don't forget, one of my favorite movies is oh, that's still Drake, that's still DRE music. That music came out in 1999 as well. And so did a song like forget about Dre with him and Eminem on there. Like both of them, they be rapping really fast. Well, Eminem, he's one of those fast rappers too. And hey, I used to listen to Lil Wayne, but not the newer type of Lil Wayne, but the old Lil Wayne. You see, I listened to a song called like "The Block Is Hot" with Lil Wayne. You know, when he was at Young Money, instead he was like those Cash Money, like the Hot Boys. Like you know, remember the song like Number One Stunner with Big Timer in them? Yeah, that's one of the good music right there. This is a song I used to jam to all the time. You remember this song like MC Hammer, like can't touch this, boom, 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 can't touch this, boom, 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 can't touch this, boom, 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 boom. My music hits me so hard, makes me want to say, "Oh my Lord," stuff like that. Yeah, I used to listen to that song. That song is great. And hey, remember this song "Just a Friend" by Biz Markie? Like it goes like you got what I need, but you say you're just a friend, and you say you're just a friend. Yeah, that song I first discovered that song I was playing on that rapping game on the Wii game. It's a Wii hip hop, a Wii rapping game. You see, it's a karaoke where you rap all the songs you used to listen to when, like back in the 90s, the 80s, even the early 2000s. I discovered that song when my dad sang it, like "Just a Friend" with Biz Markie on there. Hey, I'm telling you, Biz Markie, he was not only just a rapper, he was a big beatboxer too. You see, he could beatbox with his mouth too. You see, like back in the days when my grandparents were little guys, they couldn't afford drums. Or when my parents were little guys, or when y'all parents were little guys, they couldn't afford instruments or drums. But instead, they used music with their mouths. It's called beatbox. It's like stuff like that. Or what about like LL Cool J? Who knows some LL Cool J? Like one of my favorite songs is like "Mama Said Knock You Out." I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. And don't forget, I need love. Like when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. I hear the back of my mind. I hear my conscience call. Yeah, that's one of the good music right there. Dum, 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 dum. I need love. Yeah, that's one of the good music right there. Oh, and this here is called "Say It Loud," a tribute to the 90s music and film. Happy collaboration. It was also created by the WF with the Family Tabers. They created that. So, I hope I get to see you there. I hope some of you get to do that. But well, I guess to be honest with you, I can't even think of anything else right now. But I guess that's it in the video right now. But if you guys do like this video, be sure you give this thing a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share this video out. So, I'll see you next time on the spot. Peace out.
Audio Jungle.